Hi guys, today I'm going to be interviewing Jen from the YouTube channel Cookies, Cupcakes and Cardio. You've all probably heard about how amazing she is and how amazing her cakes and desserts are. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about Jen, just keep watching. So my first question to you is, where does your love for baking and decorating cakes come from?
Apparently it comes from very, very young. My mom says that I started when I was like 18 months old cooking and baking with her. So it just kind of grew from that. I didn't do a lot like throughout being a teenager or anything, but when I started to kind of settle down and be more like of a homebody, I wanted to make stuff myself instead of, going to the grocery store, buying something there. I like the idea of being able to do it myself, and so I just kind of taught myself, and it just grew from that.
Why did you start uploading and making videos on YouTube?
Well, I was baking. I had a home-based business, and my husband kind of bought himself a new video camera, and he just thought, hey, I want to film you doing this stuff with fondant. So let's just put it up on YouTube. It's this thing that people are really watching now. YouTube was only like a couple years old at that point, and it just started. A couple people watched, and then we uploaded more videos, and more people watched, and suddenly we had like a couple thousand subscribers, and we didn't have that many friends. So of course, we thought, what are we doing? We must be doing something cool. So we just kind of capitalized on that, and then it grew from there.
So is it both of your full-time jobs now?
So both my husband and I do this full time now. He's been doing it full time probably for 2 years, 2 or 3 years now. He's been doing it full time. And he does all of the editing, the producing, everything in the back end. I'm just the one in front of the camera developing the recipes. He does everything else.
So you're one of the coolest baking channels on YouTube, and you just make the coolest cakes. And I'm just wondering what you do with all of the dessert, because I mean, obviously it's a lot to eat by yourself.
Yeah, we don't eat any of it anymore. Like none of it, because it gets really tiring very quickly.
Right.
We give it mostly to like my family, to my friends. I used to bring them all to school to my staff meeting.
Oh, that's nice.
I have friends that have like office type jobs where I can give it to them and then they can feed their office. So that's pretty much what we do with all of them.
Mm-hmm. And if you could use one utensil in the kitchen, what would it be and why?
My mini spatulas. Mini spatulas are the best utensil, I think, out of everything that there is. They're so versatile, and you'll always find yourself needing like something teeny tiny to clean out of like a jar or like a measuring cup. They're my favorite thing, and I actually was looking at them last night, and I have a ridiculous amount. It's unnecessary.
And if you were stranded on a deserted island and you could only eat one type of food, what would it be?
One type of food in a deserted island? Oh my gosh. Well, I would think that sushi would be really good on a deserted island. From all the fresh fish, and I'm sure I could find some rice or something to put together. But I have to say that I love sushi, so I think that would be my number one pick.
So you mainly have desserts on your channel, but do you think you'll ever transition to doing savory stuff or like main courses?
We get that question quite a lot if we have like savory items on our channel, but we're thinking about starting a second channel where we would do more of that. I want to keep this channel, like Cupcakes and Cardio, like devoted to what it's become, and then be able to kind of branch off on another channel to do more of that type of thing and make it a little bit more relaxed.
Mm-hmm. And how did you come up with the name Cookies, Cupcakes, and Cardio?
That's my biggest regret is like naming it such a mouthful. At the time, I was teaching spinning at my local gym, and I loved cookies and I loved cupcakes and I loved the cardio part. And it plays into, now we try to work it in with our backpack baking series, and that really gives everybody a chance to see the local like Rocky Mountains where we're from, and people really seem to like seeing that sort of stuff. So it's just kind of the natural, the cardio switch to doing the hiking and the biking and doing the outdoor cooking.
Mm-hmm. And baking is obviously something that you love, but you just mentioned that you used to do spin cycling, or I don't know if you still do. So what are some of the things that you like to do aside from cooking and working on your YouTube channel?
I love to get out. Like before I met my husband, I never took advantage of the mountains that are around here in the local area. It was just something that my family didn't do. So that's my favorite thing. Like I mentioned before, we go hiking every day. And to be able to, I hate it still. It's hard, but it's awesome to be able to, climb up to the top and be able to see the view from the surrounding area, and it's just absolutely stunning. So.
Hmm. And if you could pick one video on your YouTube channel that's your all-time favorite, which one would it be?
All-time favorite. Well, of course I'd say my rainbow cake, but that was too typical, I think. The one for April Fool's Day, we uploaded a video where we showed the video backwards and Paul flipped the audio. So I was speaking backwards as well, and it got the most amount of hate that I have ever seen in my entire life. And I just look back and think, wow, like people were very upset at me for putting a video backwards. They didn't know that we were going to upload it again properly at noon, because that was a proof of the joke. But it turned out to be a very popular video with a huge amount of hate, and it was a lot of work too, that one. So it was fun. That part was really fun to do.
That's funny. And so your husband is usually behind the camera, but will he make an appearance anytime soon and be?
No, he's got his own channel. He flies remote control helicopters and quadcopters. They're called, like, you might know them as drones. And so you can catch glimpses of him on his own channel, and like some of the little Facebook videos that I've been putting up, he's been in, because he's filmed them with his drone, and so he's seen us, like it's been the two of us, and then the drone flies away. So you can catch little glimpses of him that way, but he prefers to be behind the camera.
Hmm. So you've been uploading for a couple of years now, and what would you say are the best parts and the worst parts of YouTubing?
You have to be willing to not have sleep. That's probably the worst part, because especially on Paul's end, like he's up to like 4 or 5 in the morning getting a video ready to go to be scheduled to go upload, because we don't do a lot of pre-filming. Like we'll be like maybe a couple weeks ahead, as much as like a couple weeks probably maximum. Unless we're going somewhere, then we can kind of hustle a little bit better. The best part is just the interaction with fans. I never, ever, ever thought that was going to happen. And meeting everybody that I got to meet this year at VidCon, I had a little booth, and the people were absolutely amazing. And then also like with the opportunity to be able to write a cookbook and have people having expressed interest in that, there's the good definitely outweighed the bad, because you can sleep later.
Yeah. So writing a cookbook is a huge thing, and in
Yeah.
addition to the cookbook, what else do you have coming out that we can expect?
More merchandise. Like I want to get branching into more items that people can buy from us that I recommend. And also, just like I was saying before, like better quality videos, as in means like better quality cakes and a little bit step a notch up, rather than, they love the little kitty type things too, but that kind of doesn't really challenge me a lot. So I kind of want to find the balance between what the audience wants and also where I can get like creative fulfillment too.
So as a YouTuber, you probably have to do a ton of research before you film or you make a recipe, or you have to come up with a ton of ideas. So who are some of your biggest inspirations, like either on YouTube or in general?
Um, I That's a good question. I don't really have any people themselves that are inspiration. I just kind of take it from, like, I'll look at recipes, and I can look at them now and think, well, that's not going to work, or that will, but I like this aspect of this recipe. I don't like that aspect of that recipe, so I'm going to throw them all together to kind of make my own thing and tweak it this way and that way. So I wouldn't say there's a direct inspiration from any one individual. It's just kind of like, I don't I'm really stuck on to pull off one person.
Yeah, or like who are some of the chefs on YouTube who inspire you, like who you collaborate with or who you've gotten to know?
Oh, that's actually a really cool thing to be able to have met people from YouTube in person. Elise from My Cupcake Addiction is like a wonderful human being. She's the nicest person in the world. Beth from Cooking and Crafting, I met her a couple of years ago, and her and I remain to be excellent friends. Like she gets me, I get her, and it's been a lot of fun. We're hoping to travel to Hawaii to see her in the next couple of months. So there's tons of people that are incredibly talented. Anne Reardon from How to Cook That. Her like technical aspect of her cake decorating is phenomenal and second to nobody on YouTube. She's absolutely amazing.
So how long does it take you on average to film a video and then later to upload and edit it?
An actual video filming is usually between 4 to 6 hours. It usually takes. Depending on like outside, we usually film late at night, like starting at like 10 p.m. and then film into the night. But we also live in like this teeny tiny town where like rail traffic from the trains is really loud. So sometimes if there's a train going by, we have to like take an intermission. It's super annoying. But other than that, like those are kind of the outside things that stop us and make us take so long. And then I try to do as much like off screen as I can to be prepped to do it. So I'm kind of like swapping cakes in and out and whatnot. But yeah, it does take quite a long time for us to film. And then uploading usually takes Paul about 3 to 4 hours, sometimes more, to do all of the video dumping and the picture dumping and all the photo editing, and then obviously the video layout and uploading and exporting. So it's a pretty long process.
So you actually swap cakes out when you make, so you make multiple cakes at a time when you're doing one video?
99% of the time, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had to get over that early on that, well, like it's twice as much work.
Right, yeah.
But it's not in the long run, if that makes sense, because then I'm not having to wait and I'm not wasting Paul's time when I'm trying to finish a certain decorating part. I can just swap it out and be done.
Yeah, and I guess it's a whole lot faster too if you already have, like you wouldn't have to wait for the oven and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I have for you today. So thank you so much for letting me interview you.
Yeah, I'm glad we could connect.
Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and thank you so much, Jen, for letting me interview you. Guys, don't forget to check out Jen's amazing channel. All of her links will be down below, including the link to her cookbook. So check those out, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.